Lego Club training by the Assistant Educational Psychologists. This training is divided into 3 sections. Section 1, to understand what Lego Club is, to understand the aims of Lego Club, and to understand when to use Lego Club. Section 2, to consider some psychology you'll use when delivering Lego Club. And Section 3, to show you how to implement Lego Club. What is Lego Club? It is a collaborative play therapy in which children work together to build step-by-step Lego models. Psychologist Dr. Dan Legoff developed the theory around Lego in 2004. He noticed that children with autism were playing with Lego and interacting with each other in his waiting room. Of all the toys available in the waiting room, children preferred to play with Lego, and he therefore chose this as a medium to promote and develop collaborative play. He and other researchers have since found the level of social interaction in children with autism increased when they are engaging in games, and Lego Club was therefore rewarding to children with autism. Lego Club therefore uses the child's interests, strengths, and motivation to enable them to work and develop their social interaction skills, communication, and language. What are the aims of the intervention? To develop social and communication skills, develop positive responses to peer interactions. Skills developed in Lego Club are used in the classroom and playtime. Lego Club is motivational because play materials are interesting. Who is it for? Lego Club is a play-based intervention originally aimed at improving participants' social, communicative, and other identified skills. It was originally used to support participants with autism and other related conditions, but has since been used successfully in schools and other settings to support pupils, children, and young adults who are showing signs of disengagement or disruptive behaviour. It has been used successfully with children and young people aged between 6 and 16 years old. It was felt that Lego resources would not be suitable for children under the age of 6, as they may have difficulty using the Lego bricks. However, Lego Duplo could be used with younger children. Participants need to have sufficient language, listening and communication skills to take part, but visual instruction should be used where the participant has poor language skills. How does it work? Within Lego Club, there are 3 distinct roles: the engineer, builder, supplier. A 4th role of director can be added if required, but this is typically taken on by the facilitating adult. If there are only 2 participants, the engineer can also take on the role as the supplier. During the session, the roles are switched so every participant has an opportunity to undertake each role. Having these specific roles are really important to create structured opportunities for children to practice their social interaction skills, as each role requires different skills. Such social interaction skills developed within these roles include initiating, responding, turn-taking, sharing, problem-solving, and paying attention to instructions. The engineer could also be referred to as the designer. The role of the engineer reads instructions, describes the pieces needed and how to build the model without showing instructions to the group. The role of the supplier listens to the engineer and picks out the correct pieces of Lego from the box and then passes the pieces onto the builder. The role of the builder follows the instructions from the engineer and puts the model together. The role of the adult is to spot, support or intervene when difficulties arise. You almost take on a supervisor and mediator role, supporting pupils to problem solve in challenging scenarios. For example, what if the brick in the instructions is not available in the tray? Is there another brick of a different colour they could use? Could they make the brick using 2 smaller ones? Would a different shape serve the same purpose? The facilitator should manage the learning process, manage the resources, promote collaboration and social interaction, encourage the use of language, praise appropriate language and social behaviour, promote problem solving within the group, provide solutions to any social interaction issues, provide positive feedback at all times. Positive behaviour such as saying please or thank you, good listening, waiting patiently, following rules of Lego Club. It is up to the facilitator to decide if a reward is applicable and what that should be. Some suggestions are certificates, badges, blue bricks. Whichever reward method you choose, make sure you remain consistent. Also reward the pupils for effort they put in and be descriptive. For example, I really liked how you... It is useful to think about how you might manage behaviour that occurs within the group sessions. Follow the school behaviour policy, remind them of the rules, keep a copy in view during the session, be realistic, praise and reward good behaviour, try to find the reason for the behaviour, take a break, ask the group what they would do if the rules were broken, change or modify the activity, review the session at the end and modify if required. Here is a short video of an example of Lego Club. Here's the psychology you will use. Social Learning Theory by Albert Bandura, 1977. Bandura said we learn from observing other people's behaviours, for example, from our friends, parents, teachers. Neurotypical peers' expectations of the pupil with autism changes through training and experience of interacting with peers with autism. This leads to more effort to interact with pupils with autism. Neurotypical peers try harder to model appropriate behaviour in order to help children with autism to learn appropriate social skills from them. In Lego Club, children learn communication, turn-taking and negotiation from their peers and the facilitator. Theory of mind is the understanding that others' beliefs, desires, intentions, emotions and thoughts may be different from one's own. Lego Club requires children to consider what others know and need. Planning and problem solving invite perspective taking. It was previously thought that autistic children don't develop theory of mind. This is outdated. Many autistic children do develop theory of mind, sometimes later, differently, or in context-specific ways. Autistic people may understand others' perspectives but express that understanding differently. It may be more appropriate to talk about the double empathy problem by Milton in 2012. Communication breakdown occurs between autistic and non-autistic people as both groups may struggle to intuitively understand each other's perspectives, experiences and communication styles, not because autistic people lack empathy or understanding. The double empathy problem reframed theory of mind as mismatched, not deficits. Executive functioning skills are mental processes that enable us to plan, focus attention, remember instructions, and juggle multiple tasks successfully. Just as an air traffic control system at a busy airport manages the arrivals and departures of any aircraft on multiple runways, the brain needs this skill set to control impulses and emotions, be flexible in our thinking, utilize our working memory, be self-aware, to be able to plan, prioritize, organize, and initiate tasks. Many neurodivergent individuals face challenges with executive functioning. You may be aware that children and young people who have difficulties with the skills above, specifically difficulties in planning, organizing, and making flexible changes in their plans, this affects their ability to plan, predict, and formulate initiation and response in social interaction with others. Lego Club supports planning and organization, cognitive flexibility, working memory, and inhibitory control, waiting and turn-taking. Lego Club is made up of collaborative play as children work together to build their Lego structures. This is an important element of Lego Club. The image on the slide illustrates the zone of proximal development. This is an idea developed by Lev Vygotsky. In the green inner circle, this is what is known to the individual, often referred to as the zone of achieved development. This is the area that the learner is right now. On the outer white circle, this is what isn't known to the individual. In the middle of these, the yellow zone, is what we call the zone of proximal development. These are the skills that were too difficult for the child to master on their own, but they can be done with guidance and encouragement from others. In Lego Club, development in proximal development zone is made through building the Lego structures together. Children learn social skills by doing within a meaningful shared activity. Adult facilitators scaffold interaction and gradually fade support. Peer collaboration promotes joint attention and shared problem solving. Before you start your Lego Club intervention, there are a few things you need to consider. Differentiation. Is the model correct for the age group? Pre-teach. Positional language, for example, top, bottom, front and back, colours, shapes, left, right, etc. Roles. Perhaps consider a rota. Practical space. Is there a consistent space for the children to go? The children. Who will work well together? Have one target child and two role model children. Finally, consent. Do the children like Lego and are the parents aware? Now we're on to implementing Lego Club in school. To do so, we'll be basing it upon the assess, plan, do review cycle. Having a short pre-session activity can provide you with a great deal of information, such as their language skill and ability to work together. Observation in the classroom, strengths and difficulties questionnaire, an STQ, discussions with the teacher and the TA, and parent on areas of need. What does the target child need and what are they already good at? Planning and evaluation are important for targets to be assessed and progress to be made. Here is an example of planning and evaluation sheet shown. SMART targets may be based on specific social communication difficulties, including initiating, responding, turn-taking, sharing, problem-solving, paying attention to instructions. Design the intervention sessions to suit the need of the group. Think about choosing Lego resources or kits that have varying degrees of difficulty based on the group's general Lego building ability. The language used, so ensuring that it is appropriate for the children in the group. If you've got some children with receptive language difficulties, they may benefit from simple, direct and broken down language. Providing visual instructions and aids. The early years foundation children are quite young and have less developed language skills and so might benefit from this. Start with shorter activities if the children have short attention spans, again quite relevant for younger children. You might build up the length of the time for each session, starting with just 10 minutes or even less if that is as long as the children are able to attend for, building it up to 15-20 minutes as you see fit. Set up dates and times and location before the intervention starts, as they ideally need to be consistent. More freestyle sessions can be introduced as the group progresses and the confidence of the facilitator increases. The sessions should be child-centered and child-led. There should be one facilitator to 3 participants. The role of the adult facilitator is to provide the necessary resources and provide a conducive environment that encourages positive social interactive. The session should start with a shorter introduction session and then continue for a minimum of 6 weeks, but typically 12 weeks. Where possible, the session should last a maximum of 60 minutes, but only for those capable of engaging for that long. Younger children may have shorter sessions. The session should be held at the same time, same location, with the same person each week. As you progress with the sessions, the models will become more complicated and the timing can occasionally become an issue. Le Goff came up with a very useful formula to roughly calculate build time. The number of Lego pieces involved, divided by the developmental age of the group members, equates to the time in minutes. It is also wise to add extra time to allow breaks, discussions, or resolution of issues which may occur during the session. You need to check it's working. Complete another observation in the classroom, strengths and difficulties questionnaire, have discussions with the teacher, TA and parent on areas of need, and do a participant evaluation. Compare the pre and post assessments to see the changes in the child. The 6-week session. Session 1. Introduction to Lego Club. Lego Club rules, Lego Club roles, a group name, Week 1 model, and celebrate success. Lego Club rules could include speak politely, remember please and thank you, kind hands, good listening, keep Lego on the table, remember we are learning together, and take turns. Sessions 2 to 5. Remind the group of the Lego Club rules. Group to assign roles as a team or follow a rota. New Lego model instructions each week. Celebrate success. Free play. Use social stories on making nice requests, saying thank you, appreciating other people's efforts. Self-regulation techniques, for example the zones of regulation, using breathing techniques when in the red zone. Review the session together as a group. Let them do the talking. Prompt them with questions such as, how did you find it? Hand out rewards, badges or certificates. Discuss the next session and agree what you might do next time to make it go a bit better. You would evaluate the session once it's finished. Session 6. The final session after which pupils in the group become Lego masters. Work together as a team to make their own model instructions. Take pictures of each stage of the model using a school camera or iPad. Images to be printed out and put together to form instructions which can be used by the next Lego Club. This gives the pupil a sense of achievement as they finish Lego Club with something a little different to the previous sessions. Factors to think about. Don't refer to Lego Club as therapy for participants, it's just Lego Club. Build a group identity, maybe the club would like to have a name. Make sure that adults don't help too much. Facilitate with minimum participation. The focus is not on the Lego build, but on the communication and interaction between the pupils. Have the children produce their own rules before sharing the perspective rules. Practical considerations include making sure you have all the resources and information for the session. Laminate instructions. Roles tend to last longer. Do you need to provide trays or baseboards? Make sure you have the correct build instructions and bricks. Leave time to discuss the sessions with the children, young adults. Allow time to complete the individual assessment forms and leave time at the end to tidy away. Here is an example of some instructions, visual step-by-step instructions. Start off with detailed steps and pictures. Increase the complexity of models each week to enable progression, and create building instructions. That brings us to the end of the Lego Club intervention. We have gone through all the steps and now it's your turn to put it into action. Please feel free to give it a go in your school community and see what happens. If you would like to arrange a follow-up visit after this training session to monitor the fidelity of the intervention and to ensure it's being implemented correctly, or just to ask some questions or clarify on anything we've spoken about today, please contact your Link UP. If you are unsure of who your settings Link UP is, then your Senko should be able to help with this. Thank you so much for listening today.